your abilities. It's pretty strong.
Well, what is the answer to the Annie? Akali is a consideration here. Okay, interesting one.
Yeah, so we normally see Aurora into the Annie, but obviously Aurora's been taken away by Fearless.
I actually think it's kind of smart to save the Annie priority until after you've used the Aurora already.
Yeah.
It's kind of really cute from DNS.
Makes it pretty unchecked. Lucian gonna come through.
Oh.
Lucian Milio, a lot of value into the Maokai here. Honestly, Milio in general, because playing into the Maokai, you have the AoE cleanse, which can just render the ult useless, but also the Mega Fire Kick into the Akali.
Yeah.
Really disruptor. And like, I feel like that ability, when you get hit by it, the hang time where you're in the air.
That's
so
Nefiri.
Long. We did see this top lane into Varus specifically. It didn't have the most fun time early, and then it just clicked its buttons in team fights and kind of won. .2v2 bot lane is, I mean, we've hit this so many times with Inara, but if she gets wave access, she's super strong when the passive is built up.
It's just kind of awkward as Kiin possibly going for an all-in against DuDu here, who does have a barrier available. The flash out of the way, and DuDu outplays it. The Ignite's ticking, the minions are angry, but DuDu stands tall, and that's a solo kill for first blood. At Nefiri game.
Did perfect. Yeah.
So there we go. I rest my case as Canyon looking to try and even things up here as the bottom lane is under fire. Ruler is on 200 health though, as Quantum could be in some trouble. There's the flash in, and they do manage to take down the Melio very comfortably.
Supers, considering only one of them die. We'll see this replay first, and I'll talk about it. This is DuDu going aggressive. You know, barriers early, just landing everything.
Yeah.
Stop the recall being cancelled. Obviously.
Oh, Chovy going in. Tibbers is blocking a whole bunch of buttons though. Chovy just presses the next ulti button.
A good Tibbers to block the Shuriken.
Yeah, gorgeously done. And now Chovy could be in a little bit of trouble here as Closer has flash. Tibbers gets angry, but that's just 50 gold to Chovy. I don't think he's going to stay here for much longer as there's the ulti actually. Kiin really going aggressive, gets the barrier out, and is just going to call the pack together once again. Ardent Blaze.
Ardent Blaze.
Chains of Corruption, decent answer there to Kiin, who does press W eventually, and there is the Ignite going down. On where he is, oh dear. Chovy just going to walk in and see whether he can kill DuDu. Flash up and available here, as he will just wander out of the way. Still, Flash has to be used.
Is when she channels her ult in on you.
Yep.
Because then she's locked in the animation.
Oh. There are cats here in this bottom lane. Quantum is very dead. Dr. could be following suit. However, they don't want to redive. His Closer was rotating down and is unable to actually affect the play. Still, it will mean some grubs go over. But, oh, if at first you don't succeed, or do succeed, just come and do it again. As Canyon will be connecting that Twisted Advance. And Dr. Flash or no is very dead.
Yoshik might have to leave.
Oh, that's so cute. Actually electing not to use it until Chovy actually does. I think he's going to be just fine. Kiin gets the cannon and then looks for the ulti onto DuDu. Does have barrier once again, but no flash up and available. And so that should mean a dead Varus here. Presses W as Kiin avoids as much as he can. And DuDu actually playing it about as well as he possibly can here at the same time as Canyon. Oh, Bramble Smash, not quite enough. And Pyoshik is here to help them out. Oh no! He blast coned without Canyon, or without DuDu. And DuDu is now going to have to deal with this kitty cat chasing after him. Never mind, kitty cat loses interest. It's still bad news, but he remains an unkilled Varus. Possibly by accident.
This is not an easy dive.
Well, let's see whether Pyoshik can make it happen. Just presses the Cyclone button as the W does come on through. Second activation is going to work for Pyoshik. Oh, okay. That is a dead Nefiri. And Dr. and Quantum certainly not wanting to fight this, as teleport to come in. This is an odd one from Closer, although he was a player on TSM. Wild Growth does come on through, and Chovy is able to find the perfect execution to get himself out of there. Meanwhile, on the bottom side of the fight, Dr. takes a lot of damage, but also gives a lot, as Ruler will be taken down very low. They've got an extra 80 carry here with DuDu in the mix.
Also, Gen.G are kind of scared to step up. It's a very tense moment.
That's Lurkle, fair bit of value there as Dr. dashes forward. Chovy gets into the mist. That is going to keep him alive. As, my goodness, that piercing arrow almost just kills him. still 2.5k behind, and yeah, Rula's got 2 items done. Pyoshi could also be in a little bit of trouble here, but so could Duro, finding himself in a very awkward position. There's the wild growth onto Chovy. 5-point strike lands. Where did the Lulu go?
Being able to control, I mean, we've seen this so much from Lucian Nami, but controlling the mid prior, but now...
Yeah, pressing the ulti button as Rula goes in. They do manage to get on top of Quantum. They take him out as Pyoshik goes aggressive, looking for Rula. The flash out from the Inara is not enough to save Rula, and now Doctom might be alright. His close is just dead. Chovy finds the flank angle, and the Glitterlands connects. Doctom gets hit by the Twisted Advance, and that barrier will not be saving him. Now Pyoshik able to use the Warrior Trickster in order to escape, but that is still a big win here for Gen.G.
You know, either invisibility, untargetability, mobility.
Ooh, Chovy does find the backflip. I just call it dash cannon.
I mean, I know you do, but...
Yeah. DuDu is just going to get shot with a sword, which is weird, and then just taken down. Kiin going to be able to lock up that kill. Cyclone comes in from Pyoshik to try and lock this one up himself, but it's 1 versus 2, and I don't know whether he has it. He might be able to kill Kiin, though, as Chovy just teleports out, because there are a lot of bad guys on their way over, and they had Baron on the mind.
Yep, that's going to be the focus here. Chovy says you're on your own, Kiin, and knowing that there's no ult charges for Pyoshik left available to interrupt, they go straight to the Baron. Now, Wukong shouldn't get here in time, but they're going to try and do as much damage as possible.
Yep, Canyon threw out the ulti there just to make sure. That is going to be Baron secured. Pretty late smite, but it doesn't matter because Pyoshik was nowhere near. So Gen.G just need to try and get out with this Baron still intact. The DN Supers looking to try and get on over here, but walking into the darkness is so hard. There is a bear to drop on top of Rula, though, who does have just Duro behind him, and that was enough to make him feel brave. Still, DuDu gets in there with a teleport, Chains of Corruption connects, and there is nothing left to keep Rula alive. I feel like they didn't necessarily need to do that, but the ulti forward from Kiin, they take down Closer, and now Gen.G are looking to try and punish. There's a perfect execution, gets on top of Quantum. 5-point strike will do it. Fire kick is going to be enough to get him out of the way of the next one, but there goes Pyoshik. It's a double kill for Canyon, and the last Q gets in there. That's the ace, and Gen.G from the DN Supers, and now they've got a minute left on this Baron. It's a 4,000 Red Bull Baron power play. As now there's an ulti under the turret. The wild growth in tandem with this Nefiri is so scary. They'll take the turret and they'll take even more as Closer going down very low. It's a good fire kick once again, but Quantum just going to get engaged on here, and Rula is dashing underneath inhibitor turrets. Carefree, not worried about anything at all as Slurkle connects onto DuDu, and now he might just be able to kill the Varus as well, as Rula just throws the autos in. That's a really nice polymorph as well to make sure that DuDu couldn't do anything. And they are 1 Melio away from an ace and 1 Nexus away from a 2-0.
There's something about these point-and-click ults with the Lulu, you know, like the Nocturne Lulu, the Nefiri Lulu. It's just so hard to deal with. And Gen.G, this series is a lot of back and forth, a lot of close scraps, but in the end, it's these decisive finishes that kind of defined them.
Yeah, in goes Kiin one more time. These health bars are getting low, but the Nexus even lower, and that is Gen.G locking down the 2-0 against the DN Supers.